Good afternoon and welcome to our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham along with you. And we got the first of another great double dip crosstown rivalry story that is a postponement going to be finally played on the day of rest.
I tell you, Sunday, it's just shaking up. I mean, watching the crowds roll in earlier, we're expecting, obviously, just because the rivalry game, a big crowd. But, the JV game was exciting. There's a lot of people here from that game. People are sticking around. It's going to be a scintillating Sunday.
Well, you got to love and appreciate playing ball in front of jam-packed gyms, raucous crowd, expecting two good games today.
Absolutely. I know one of the things that best is when you have this crowd, you don't have records. It doesn't matter. You have a new coach over on the John Glenn sideline, with Corey coaching the last couple of years. Always was a great rivalry just with the coaching matchup between Coach Klein and Coach Schneider. But now we got a new guy that we're mixing into the rivalry a little bit. So it's going to be his first game to see a crowd. He's going to see the student sections. It's just going to be loud. It's going to be fun. I can't wait to get it going.
Well, and again, you talk about Alex Karapis, the new coach at John Glenn. And, when you've got somebody that's replacing Corey, who I believe was there about 10 years or so, give or take a couple as the head person, you try and instill, you try and fine-tune your philosophy of play and your style, and it takes a little bit of time for the girls to understand, but I really think they're starting to figure out what he expects and starting to play better.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of feeling out process, especially early in the season. A lot of these players are on their third year on varsity at John Glenn, but they've been anchored for the last couple of years by Tarrant and McCrum, who are now both playing at the college level, and a lot of reliance on them. So he's got to figure out a couple of things, such as who's going to step up, who's going to take over the scoring, and who's capable of doing the scoring for the team and be able to fill in that leadership role as well. So, new style, new philosophy, new system, not new players, but new roles for the players.
Karen McCrum is probably going to be their number one option. Obviously, great family bloodlines and the ability to make it happen. But again, they're all stepping into new roles this year, which they have to finally get comfortable with.
Right. There's not a lot of wiggle room anymore. We are in the 11th. We're in the second half of the season as it is. So getting those roles figured out. But McCrum is someone that has been on the varsity. She's been able to play alongside her sister. She plays a lot of travel ball. So big atmospheres, big games. I mean, it's nothing new to her. I mean, shoot, they're probably playing one-on-one this morning out in the driveway.
All right, then on the other side, you've got Kim Klein, been here many, many years at Garber. To me, I like to call her the Energizer Bunny, and that's Walker. Things happen when she's on the floor.
Oh, yeah. Lo has been a great player, been on the varsity for all 4 years, and, does a lot of little things and gets her hands, and she's a great soccer player going to go to Central Michigan, but she really epitomizes what Coach Klein wants to do with that energy and how by bringing it to the floor, you're able to translate what's going on in the bench to the floor, and you have that on-the-floor coach in Walker.
Well, and again, the contrast to the two coaches. Coach Klein has been here long enough that the junior programs coming up understands the expectation and the energy level. It should make it a little easier for these girls to position themselves on the varsity knowing the expectations.
Right, and I agree with that 100%. A couple years ago was when they lost the freshman program, so their JV team is a lot of freshmen. They've got a couple freshmen on the varsity team this year, but she's had continuity at the JV level. She's had continuity at the middle school level. Chris Fort was a long-time middle school coach. Now he's been replaced by one of the assistant coaches here, Molly Ledesma. So, Molly played for Coach Klein. So there's just that continuity and familiarity with the verbiage and everything else that you really need to have if you want to have sustainable success.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy. The best is yet to come as we conclude our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show on BCTV. Back with all the game action in just a moment.
In the fight against cancer, you are never alone. The Covenant Cancer Care Center pledges to stand by you every step of the way. And standing with us now is MD Anderson Cancer Network, a program of MD Anderson Cancer Center, one of America's leading cancer care providers. This extraordinary affiliation gives families unprecedented access to world-renowned cancer treatment plans close to home. Together, we can fight cancer, hand in hand.
Good afternoon and welcome back to the Duke Dome. Jeff Doan, Jason Newsham along with you as Dylan Sauber is going to be producing, directing, and camera person today. We're going to have ourselves a fun one. Tom Barnicow slips it up in the air. First possession of the game comes down to the Garber Dukes. Little floater down on the baseline. A lovely shot by Clara Kelly.
I tell you what, Sierra gets that shot up, but what it does is that easy basket right there allows them to set up the vaunted press that the Garber Dukes and Coach Klein love to employ.
And Sierra did a nice job. And those little 7-8 footers on the baseline are some real tough tweener shots, especially when you have no option for glass.
No, she definitely took a nice opportunity, nice angle on it. And again, got everything started. Right
Ball
there.
Down on the ground,
Yeah.
and the turnover is going to happen as Stopyak looks like she's going to pick up her first.
Talked about that in pregame. Lauren Walker, just her hand, her ability to anticipate is greatly underrated and undervalued, but then she goes out there and gets you 7-8 steals.
Well, how about this team? 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and a senior for Coach Kim Klein. So the future is looking pretty bright for Duke Lady basketball.
Oh, they do. They definitely have some activity right now. As John Glenn's going to put a little 3-2 zone, trying to get some things mixed up a little bit for the Duke offense.
Obviously, that really cuts down on the opportunity for the wings, but at some point that allows you the mid-range shot and the opportunity to get to the hole, but pretty good look and a miss, though, one and done as the rebound comes down to the Lady Bobcats.
I like that little pivot away, shot fake, pivot away. Everything looked good on that. Just didn't get it to go down.
Olsen's being hawked up top. And look at the defensive ability to get back. Fighting for the loose change, the ball down. It looks like we're going to have a held ball situation off the alternate possession. That's going to go back to the John Glenn Bobcats.
A lot of action right now so far early for the Dukes. A lot of deflections, a lot of opportunities for some steals. So exactly the way that they like to play as they, again, get a chance to employ their little press action just to try to get John Glenn a little flustered.
Well, you know, in a rivalry game, Coach, you know the first 2-3 minutes of the first quarter is all about settling down and channeling your energies.
Got a little out of position there, but we got a couple of quick phone calls, a couple of quick foul calls or phone calls, but that's going to be second one on Yachuk just a minute and a half into it. So, again, Tegan Betzel enters the game in replace of her, but you know that's a big miss right there. She's been playing really well.
Well, you got to know early on when you pick up that first one not to put yourself in line for the second. There's a nice little baseline shot. It's a little bit too strong. Perkins with the rebound, but could not hold on to it as it comes down to the Lady Dukes. We're going to have some pressure and a foul and a couple of free throws.
It's going to be 2 fouls on Claire Stopyak, so foul trouble both ways. 2 fouls on Claire Stopyak is, you know, we talked about it the last time we had a game. You know, when you get 2 fouls quick on a player, you know, what kind of coaching philosophy you have? Because right now no one's checking in at the scores table for Stopyak. As Lauren Walker.
She called glass.
Well, you know, it is Sunday. Yep, we're going to get Livy Keeney coming in the game, number 10 for the Bobcats, replacing Claire. You know, they're right now John Glenn's without Carmen McKenzie as well. I think it's big to note the fact that she is a great defensive ball hawk. She's been around the varsity for 4 years and has a real knack for the game, and she is out right now in concussion protocol. So big miss for the Bobcats in this particular rival game.
Well, and concussion protocol puts you out usually at least as long as COVID protocol. So either way, you're without for 7 to 10 days. The ball's partially blocked. It goes out of bounds, and it'll go back over to the Lady Bobcats.
You know, Coach Carapis is looking for a foul. I thought that was a good block, and I think the angle sometimes the way players contort themselves, you know, put themselves in situations to make it look to the bench.
Well, and I got to say, really blessed is what we are with the officiating crew as Walker puts the shot up and can't get it to drop, fighting for the loose ball on the ground, and it comes down to Olsen. Olsen is triple teamed. That ball goes out of bounds, and it'll go back over to them. But, again, with this Sunday game, you got Sharon Sawyers, who's got 2+ decades. Tommy Barnicow in the last 7 or 8 years has been one of the true top-flight officials in our league. And Craig Bauer, I think he's been around since the Flintstone days and still does a great job.
I think he was around when the Sunday was actually named a day of rest. He won't be watching.
So, again, though, it's just great to see a trifecta of officials here that'll have total control over this rivalry game and allow the kids to play but reel it in when it needs to.
Absolutely. 3-0 here with 2.5 minutes gone by. Kind of that feel-out process that you were thinking it was going to be.
I think the energy levels here, maybe in the next 30 to 60 seconds, they'll be able to get into their game plan as they've allowed the girls to play. There's been 14 fouls. Again, the quick hands defensively knocking that ball away as Ball did a great job of getting the ball turned back over.
Walker going down the lane. She loves the left hand. She is a right-hander by trade, but she loves that left-hand finish.
And it's nice and soft. Big shot in the corner for a 3-ball, too strong. Fight for the loose change.
Olsen going for the little alley-ooper, the alley-oop action. As the turf ball gets turned over back up near half court, it's going to be John Glenn Vaughn. They're going to have a little 30-second timeout. We're going to take one right here as well. We'll be right back.
On Bay County TV. So your car is getting towed and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Caucaulin or give us a call at 989-684-9607. All right, back on Bay County TV as we're watching the activities again, and we said, Jason, about 3 minutes would be that not just feeling out process, but get the excess emotion out of the way. I look for both teams to start to settle into the offense and defense at this point. There's going to be a foul, and that is going to be on Karen McCrum.
McCrum was eyeing that block up the entire way down. She was waiting for it to get tossed back up. No question about that. And unfortunately, got a little bit of the wrist with it. You can't do that.
We teach, and I know you do as well, starting at an early age. When you have your arms straight up in the air and you have established position and verticality, you eliminate 90+% of those fouls.
Well, yeah, it's just one of those things that you wonder why that isn't an emphasis on teaching even greater.
Second free throw attempt is good, as that was under ball. So now coming down the floor, and again stepping out of bounds. Felt the pressure coming, lost track for a split second of where she was on the floor, and it caused the turnover.
You know, sometimes you think that looks good because it is good for the defense for you to keep going further out of bounds on that one. But give Tegan Betzel and Sierra Kelly a lot of credit there as they kind of baited her into that one.
Boy, you know, and one of the tough things that Coach Karapis has had to put up with this year is his team has gone through dry spells, and it's really tough when you dig yourself in a hole to always be able to come back.
Yeah, there's a foul right there. Barnacle got it on number 22 for the Bobcats. Perkins, a little push off. You know, you're being screened. You know, the worst thing is when you fully extend your arms, it's just too easy of a call. You don't even give the official any room for interpretation.
Well, and as this trifecta of officials, they do such a fabulous job of policing their neighborhood on the floor where stuff like that is not normally going to be missed. As a 3-ball comes up and it's missed, as they fight for the rebound, and it comes down to Speakerman. And McCrum now gets her hands on the ball, and she'll jog it up over the timeline into the front court.
We're sitting at 4-0 here with about 4 minutes just gone by now. I think McCrum is going to be the one that's going to have to make some things happen for the Bobcats. And, you know, right there, the pass to Olsen, and then Perkins right there with the offensive rebound. Cuts the lead in half.
Perkins put herself in perfect position to get that rebound, and it looks like the Lady Dukes lost sight of where she was on the floor because she had nobody in the neighborhood for an easy putback in the first deuce for the Lady Bobcats. There's
nice
the extra pass, and again, it didn't work, but it was the proper play. And there's a long 2-ball. Fight for the loose change off of the Betzel miss, and it comes back down to the Lady Bobcats.
Again, McCrum has the ball in her hands. I think it's the right safe spot for it to be as Olsen will burp up a triple. The ball is in one of your better players' hands and who can make things happen. And right there you saw a perfect example of that.
Just roll off a screen, square up your feet, knowing that when you get the ball, you've got a great look. And she stroked it for the first lead of the ball game for the John Glenn Lady Bobcats.
We're going to get a foul, I think, on Walker. It was good box out. Yeah, I think everything was good until she lost her balance or control as she tried to tip the ball back out and put herself in that situation. As
one thing that you can be certain of with Walker is she is going to earn all 5 of her fouls if she gets 5. She is all about hustle, and you know, if you're fighting for something on the glass and you're going to pick up a foul, I think that's kind of where you'd like it to transpire.
Well, you saw right there, they just brought in Ella Betzel as we got a little carry action. I agree with that call. Good call. They brought in Ella Betzel. Again, you're bringing in, and she replaced Audrey Ball, so you're bringing in a real fast ball handler, someone who, you know, again, a soccer player. Dad is a coach here at the soccer program as there's a timeout on the floor.
It will be a Garber Duke timeout. We'll be back in a moment on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan, Jason Newsham, and Dylan Sauber along with you today. It's 5-4. The John Glenn Lady Bobcats on a little 5-0 run right now after going down 4-0. Walker kicks that ball back out on the wing, and Betzold had a great idea. She just forgot to put the orange on the floor previous.
It's that scissor step. You know, players like to go backwards to go forwards, and it's you know, you try to tell them, hey, this is what you can't do. As a ball now thrown, but you know it's going to be back over at the point
because it wasn't touched.
It was not touched, so it will go back to where the ball was just passed in from, inbounded, as they say in the basketball terminology.
And it's great again too. These 3 officials are just so in tune, and I say that for the simple fact that being a registered official, I have been kind of forced into working with a lot of new officials, and they've got to get their time in, they've got to be trained, they need to get their reps. All that's important, but the rarefied exception that I get to work with 2 veteran officials, it's so much easier because you got a lot less to worry about.
Their jobs make your job that much easier, and likewise they're looking at you in the same eyes, you know, out of the same eyes. They know when that shows up, when that crew shows up, and they got people that they can count on to not have to prove anything. Just go out there and do their thing.
How about Danny V down there showing off the versatility by cleaning up a moisture spot? McCrum with a nice little block on the play, but second chance opportunity offensively. McCrum says, how many of these do I need to stop and block? Well, as now we're going to have a held ball again off the alternate possession. It goes back. And we're going to have a tee.
All right, you know what? We've done these games. We've looked at these things, and it's one of those things where you take the interpretation out of it. You can't taunt. You can't get in someone's face. You could have been saying, hey, we're going to do them for dinner. It's the intent, your face expression, and that's a technical foul. And it's an easy call.
Yes. So now this is what's beautiful. You're always taught at least to have 2 of you get together. You want to rehash what happened. You want to make sure that we got the number right. We got the application right. And we're going to know always on a tee, we're going to go opposite table at midcourt after the free throws are shot.
And now in this situation, that's going to be her second foul. She had the rebound under control. I'm not sure. Was there a foul called before that? Was it a jump ball?
Held ball.
Held ball, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So from that situation, you go from the basketball, getting at least the possession back in your favor. Now you've lost it, and you picked up your second foul because the technical foul is a team foul. And there's no question here. Coach Karapis can ask all he wants to Mr. Barnacle, and I thought that was great that the person who assessed the technical foul gave him the opportunity to hear him out.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, it's just too easy of a call. The way that it's written now, it is too easy of a call.
And you'll always have the official that made that call handle things as they're going to wait a second as Sharon Sawyer's at the table. I think she wants to reiterate that is a team foul, and We need to make it happen.
Let's go back to this question. So it was a held ball in favor of Garber. So that came first. So is that possession arrow change?
No.
Okay.
Because
of
the
technical.
Yes.
Okay.
You're asking me a lot of tough questions
hey, you know
today,
what?
Coach.
Right now the John Glenn. Earlier I was thinking zone, a little bit more of a soft man right now, almost showing zone look, but really sagging off and forcing the girls from Garber to see what they've got. As Betzel with a offensive board and a putback.
Walker off the miss, and Betzel almost had an idea of where exactly. Oh, there's a shuffle of the Tootsies.
Yes.
Sharon gets it from cross court, and that is awesome because your trail official normally is going to be looking military. Navel on up for contact. Center doing a tremendous job on the other side of cleaning up the shuffling of the Tootsies.
It was she did transport from one side to the other without putting the ball on the floor. another call that might be just pretty easy when that happens.
3-0 run for the Lady Dukes right now with $1.50 left in our first half of play. Nice shot, fake. Shot is up and missed. Again, fighting for the loose change.
Lauren Walker.
It seems like a lot of the loose balls have gone Garber's way as they've been able to make things happen with that ball on the floor. But they only find themselves up a deuce here with a big minute and a half left of the first.
And you got Kara McCrum kind of patrolling a little bit of everything up there, as now they're going to run a little triangle action just to run some clock off, but really just run the clock down and make sure you're waiting for something to happen right now. And the thing is, Sierra stays down a little bit more. She keeps her defender down a little bit more. They're going to try and make them. They're going to force them to do something.
They're going to force the outside people to expend a little bit of energy playing defense as we're down approaching a minute now. Great look to the outside. Squares it up, lets it fly. It is missed on the play by Kelly. But again, there is the Energizer Bunny.
Absolutely. Go back to a little triangle action. They got what they wanted. They make the defense. All it is make the defense fall asleep just for a second. And then when they close off, you're going to have an outer gap that you're able to do some things to.
Boy, and Walker got her own miss. Again off the missed shot. And a third opportunity is blocked. A fourth opportunity sends them to the free throw line. And when Coach Garapis looks at the film, he's like, we cannot give people 4 opportunities in one possession.
Maybe it's us, because when we did the All Saints All Gray game earlier this week, we must have set offensive rebound for All Gray 15 times. And again, it's a correctable thing, but it's put a body on somebody, hit somebody.
Now, what I'm going to say is the first free throw comes in and out. Is it harder to body up on somebody out of a zone defense than it is out of a man?
It isn't. A lot of it's effort, a lot of it's desire, a lot of it is you understanding you always have responsibility to an individual, whether you're in a zone or you're a man. So you still have somebody that you should be putting a body on.
Are you so focused, though, in a zone defense that you sometimes lose track of your responsibility to box out?
Yeah, you can, but again, that's where communication and everything else, and depending on how you're teaching it, but as long as you're communicating and making sure that it's a constant, that hey, I got two, I can't have 2, so someone else has got to slide over, because you're essentially matching up and making sure that you do have somebody that you're responsible for.
Back into the offensive set here with the final 20 ticks of our first quarter of play.
Not coming outside the three-point line, so they're making the triangle run real smooth and real easy.
Well, and that's exactly, they're not forcing Glenn to expend a lot of energy too, as they're going to sit back kind of free throw extension and make that happen. Walker's going to flip that ball over, and they're going to have to burp it up here real soon. And
sister to sister.
They cannot get the last shot at the end of our first quarter. It's the Dukes 8. It's the Bobcats 5. Back in a moment for the second quarter on BCTV.
Is your pain holding you back from things you enjoy, like playing with your grandchildren or participating in a sport? At Collier Chiropractic, we specialize in neck pain, back pain, headaches, or sciatica that won't go away. If you've tried chiropractic, you've tried physical therapy, you've gone to your medical doctor with no results, or you take medication and it doesn't even touch your pain, then put this number in your phone, give us a call, see how we're different at Collier Chiropractic Bay City.
Lauren Walker for the Dukes. You've got Ella Betzel, you got Tegan Betzel, you got Brooke McDonald and Sierra Kelly. On the other side of the ball, you've got Kara McCrum, you've got Claire Stopik back on the floor with her second foul. McKenna Olsen, Spikerman, Perkins is back on the floor too with her 2 fouls. So you got Perkins and you've got Stopik both with 2 fouls. So again, we talked about it. A coach's philosophy. You got to have a philosophy. How do you handle a player with two fouls? And obviously, we have that answer.
When they both happen early, I think kind of an unwritten rule is they sit the rest of the quarter, which maybe allows the game to slow down a little bit. The 3 ball is up and just a little bit short, rebound down to Stopyak. And I think then you bring them in at the start of the second half. After they've watched the game and the speed of the game, you hope that they're tuned in from the bench. So when they come back in, they're cautious not to pick up number 3.
Right, and I think that's a good thing. And again, you're still looking at the fact that, they're kids. They're going to make some mistakes. They're going to do a lot of different things. As Brooke McDonald, Claire Stoppak, I'm watching Brooke go up and guard her, but Claire Stoppak gets around it and all of a sudden goes in with a little floater from the baseline.
Boy, from 5 foot, she just had such a nice touch on that ball. And it's 8-7 as the Lady Dukes with possession up 1 as we approach the 7-minute mark of our first half of play.
Yeah, I think the one thing right now, if you're Garber, what you want to see a little bit more of is maybe a little bit harder cut. That way you're trying to get that defensive draw action a little bit more and making sure that they stay engaged. As we get a travel on McCrum. I was wrong because I had my eyes up the front court.
I did not see it as well, but you know what? The guy might be a step slower than he was 20 years ago, but I told you before the game there is nothing wrong with his eyeballs and the way he calls this game. He is a spot-on official, and he saw something. McCrum didn't understand it either, but he's not going to call it unless it's there.
Right, absolutely. He's done a nice job of producing some other officials out of his household as well. So
quite a successful family.
A little family tree.
2 other officials, and then you've got coach, an assistant principal, and co-worker of yours. I mean, all wrapped into just one.
Speaking of 2 fouls, Riley Yachak back on the court. She picked up her second foul just a minute and a half into the first quarter. So.
And again, I really think that you have a better understanding at that point is Walker, she wants to finish as that shot is missed, but sitting there waiting for the loose change. Ella Betzold with a beautiful kiss off the high glass for the Deuce.
Well, sometimes it's not about where you're at, it's just about being in the right direction. As a forced pass right there to the middle gets tipped away. Another deflection for the Dukes.
That pressure constantly is going to bear fruit in given turnovers.
And there's that cross-court pass, and then get a hard cut here. Got to get better spacing. They'll get some spacing issue. A nice cut right there. Again, all you're trying to do is get that defense out of position and allow yourself an angle, whether it's a screening angle or whether it's a cutting angle.
And I like Walker. She went to the hole, had 2 people there as the shot is up and missed from number 24. As Yachek from the Yachek lineage has got some talent as well. Maybe a little tutelage on the home front from the older brothers and sisters. The shot is missed. Again, doing a great job of sweeping the glass are the Lady Dukes.
Yeah, 1 shot in it. That's it for the... a little bit of contact there, but again, is it you that's initiating the contact or is it the defense that's bringing the contact? So you've got 2 ways you got to look at it as an official.
Okay, as an official, Walker was out of control going to the basket, looking for contact. You're not going to find 3 veteran officials that are going to bail somebody out in that situation, and they're exactly right.
Oh, nice cut right there by Ball, just missed her.
Yeah. Ball has got some basketball IQ. You can tell she's really doing a nice job, and we're going to have another palming of the basketball, and that will go back. And, just in the last maybe 3-4 years, there's been a renewed emphasis on palming the basketball.
I think when you have a situation like that, it's like her feet were going faster than the ball. I think it wasn't so much a carry as much as it was I need to hold on to it. Ooh.
They're going to have a foul.
3 on somebody.
Yep. Betzel.
No, they're going to call it on Yachak. That's going to be her 3rd, so the risk did not pay off. Yes, she will pick up number 3. Yeah, the biggest thing is just maintaining the emotion. Okay, yeah, you're coming out of the game now. But just maintain the emotion. Hey, got beat to a spot maybe. Out of position just slightly, maybe.
Well, and, again, if you're going to pick up a foul, you're going after a 50-50 ball. But you have to understand you've got 2 fouls, and you don't want to put yourself in that position if you can help it.
Yeah, and I think the problem with it is sometimes you think you're on the right side of it.
Boy, another loose ball. Has a great job by Perkins of knocking that away. And then we're going to have a foul. And I believe they're going to call that on number 12, Speakerman.
And another technical foul.
And a T. I don't know if Speakerman got that or if somebody else was there. But again, the officials, before they report, they get together. That is a cleansing for the officials because the emotion of what just happened, you don't want to carry that over to your presentation to the table and also to the officials, so you calm it down.
Yeah, it's a good reminder. You know, there's quite a few things that were a good reminder. A technical foul is going to be assessed. I'm kind of confused on the numbers. He put up quite a few fingers there, but it's going to be a third foul on
There's going to be a
Perkins.
1-and-1 from the foul and then the technical. So they're going to shoot the 1-and-1, then they're going to shoot the technical, then we've got possession.
So Perkins picks up her third. The technical foul on McKenna Olsen, which will be her first, and both of them will go against the team foul. So now they are up to number 8 with 5 minutes left here in the second quarter as Ella Betzold, as you mentioned, will shoot the 1-and-1 opportunity first. And if she makes them both, you keep her there for the technicals.
Absolutely. 3/4 of the way down, double rim and out.
And she'll hand off to her sister.
So it's a family affair.
It's a family affair at the free throw line on a Sunday afternoon.
But these are huge points. I mean, you could have the possibility now of 2 points in possession, but that could have been 4 points plus a possession, so it could have been 6 or 7 as the free throw is good. Kind of got happy feet at the line, but you cannot fault the end result.
No. You never worry about how it gets there. Just be worried about that basket right there puts them up 5, which will be their largest lead of this first half.
Coach Carapaz is really trying to get his 2 cents in, and I think the officials have done a very good job of allowing him to vent, but
at some point we got to play.
You're not going to change what happened, and your opinion on what happened
more than
isn't
likely
going to change.
Right. So you take the good with the bad. As Lauren Walker comes off the floor for her first rest as Haley Masick checks in for the first time.
Little 8-2 run right now for the Lady Dukes as a little turnaround from the free throw line is missed, and McCrum comes down with the rebound with 4:40 and counting left in the first half.
You know, we had McCrum a couple of times looking really, really, really good and getting the ball to the right player as she finds Stopdak there on the backdoor cut. Lost Masick over there in the corner. Nice find. The ball's in her hands. Things just slowed down a little bit more for that John Glenn offense.
Well, and it's her 2+ years on the varsity that allow the game to be a little slower paced in her mind. As that was an entry pass that was ill-advised.
Yeah, you know, I saw what she saw. I mean, I think you saw Haley opening up there as Olsen, little thought of the feet right there were a little shuffle, little tootsie action, but the tootsie roll did not get called.
It's not a travel if it isn't called. 12-11, though, a nice little run here for the John Glenn Lady Bobcats, and we're going to have a travel.
As you got Coach McKenzie on the bench right now, jumping up for the trying to spite her teammates.
It's pretty exciting, and there's a nice crowd here, and that's something else I want to bring up. Unfortunately, and it's not always fair, but the girls don't draw the crowd that the boys do unless they're playing back-to-back. But this is an exciting gym right now for these players.
Oh, it's great. As a girls assistant basketball coach for quite a few years, there's nothing that beats a Friday night. By the time you come out of the second half, the halftime, you've got nothing but good things happening. As Stopdak again with a little baseline action, a little shot fake, and all of a sudden a little 6-0 run counters that 5-point lead.
Yeah, as Betzold took that fake, it just allowed an easy run to the hole. As there's a ball that's loose and on the ground, and pump fake. As they've got people camped out in the lane anticipating what is going to happen, and 3 or 4 times they thought a shot was going to go up. No shot goes up, and you got people making s'mores.
As an official, is it a shot attempt if it's blocked?
Yes.
The first shot was blocked.
It doesn't matter if it's a shot attempt or not. When the ball changes hands from somebody, that 3 seconds starts over.
Addie LeBrun with a give to Lauren and a give back, and all of a sudden LeBrun with the 2 points coming off the bench fresh.
LeBrun kind of with that little 3-footer too. She used that expensive piece of glass to make things happen. We're going to have a timeout for the John Glenn Lady Bobcats. We'll take a break and be back in a moment with 2:54 left in our first half. The Lady Dukes 14, the Lady Bobcats 13. Back in a moment on BCTV. Inside, outside, or even in your home, there are lots of ways to enjoy amazing food from Bay City Bills. Our dining room is ready for you, and we are ready for you with takeout too. Stop in to Bay City Bills at 1215 Michigan Avenue or find us on Facebook or at www.baycitybills.com to see our full menu. Back on BCTV, Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham along with you, and apparently the world knows we're here now.
Yeah, we were the world's best kept secret up until about 2 minutes ago.
Well, I think when you and I walk into a gym anywhere, it's no longer a secret.
No, good chance you're going to hear our voices.
Stopyak again draws a foul with penetration to the hole.
You know, she's playing really aggressive. She has those 2 fouls. We mentioned it earlier, but, you know, it hasn't stopped her from attacking, whether on backdoor cuts or something as simple as driving hard, giving that fake, getting that give and go from McCrum. Right here, I'm going to think McCrum, little top. Good read by Lauren Walker.
And that could be. She went for the ball, so we're not going with 2 with the intentional form. And he took a long look to make sure that nothing else was there, but that was a hard foul. But if your hard foul permeates with you going for the ball, you just have 2-shot foul.
That's it. I mean, it's what you talk about and try and do that level of consistency across the board with the officials. But if you're going for the ball, sometimes you might get ahead. Sometimes you might get a neck area. As long as that's not your first point and that's not where you're going for, you're typically just going to get a regular personal foul.
Lauren at the free throw line has not done herself any favors, but guess what? No, it is not a They always want a turnover when you get up off the floor. If you're dribbling when we get up, and Jason,
That's
you and
right.
I do this all the time when we've got kindergarten and first or second and third graders. We stop the game and we teach that. You can either dribble and stand or you pass before you stand. It's perfectly legal. And why people jump up and down, they just sometimes don't have a full understanding of what that rule is. Maybe he saw something else that we didn't that he was talking about.
Well, ball shots from the short corner. As Maul right there gets a little deflection. Audrey was going after. I thought maybe she had a little touch, a little double touch there the way she was going after it. But
well, and again, it's that 50-50 ball, and the majority of the 50-50 balls have gone the other way. It's almost always been Lady Dukes as they bring the ball around. Walker back 19 feet from the basket. Sends that ball into the paint. Great look to the hole, but McCrum is there.
And who's there for the offensive board?
Walker anticipates where that ball is going to be and just seems to get to that spot.
She runs and comes out like she's being shot out of a cannon almost anywhere on the court. Love watching her play. It's been a great.
Yep. Ball goes out of bounds again to the Lady Dukes. 2:04 left in the first half. It's been a little scoring drought here for both teams recently. Another tip ball, and guess what? It goes to the home team. They must have the home court tip
It's the magnets.
Down.
They got the magnets in their fingertips, the magnet in the ball.
Again, McCrum is in the right spot to make the play, and Walker picks up her second foul, probably one she wishes she had back.
You know, two things that I don't like about the foul. One, you're 65 feet away from the basket. That's first off, right? First off, the distance from what you were. The other part of it is it puts you in the bonus, even for the last minute 50. So now it makes any other foul that you have a little more dangerous and puts them to the free throw line to get 3 points.
Stopyak into the front court. Sends an errant pass along as that was headed for Olsen. At the other end, a nice little floater by number 25.
And she's going to try and get another one. Nice hustle, good take. Decided to not pass it to Sister Teagan.
I'll tell you, the 50-50 balls, as we've said 3 or 4 times, it's just the energy of the defense from Garber has made it happen. And there's a good call right there, is Joyner couldn't quite get there in time, had not established that legal guarding position.
Yeah, I think, in that terms, you have to let them land. When you turn around and they're right there on top of you, it just makes it a little bit more of a challenge for sure.
And we just talked a minute ago, with Walker's 6th foul, now every ensuing ends up in a free throw attempt.
Right, and that would have been their foul to put them to the cup, but Walker with another rebound. She's got to be flirting with 10 rebounds.
She may have gotten away with a little bit of a push off as they go back to the outside, and we're going to have a traveling call on this end of the floor. As a lead official, that's almost impossible for you to look through bodies to see that forearm extension. So you've got to rely on your center or trail coming back through to do that. And it's tough to always be in the right position as a center and a trail to see everything on the floor. People are like, oh, it's a lot better with 3. It sure is better than with 2, but you still can't see everything.
And we've talked about that on several occasions, whether we're on air or not, but you're still having an assigned area. You're not watching the game. If you're watching the game, you're doing the wrong thing, period.
If you're watching the game, you're ball hawking.
Right, or chicken hawking.
Yes. For all you Looney Tune fans from the day. As the John Glenn Lady Bobcats down 3 with $1.06 left in the first half.
They just keep going up down the sideline.
At least they're moving down the court without a lot of time going off the clock.
It's like a soccer match. Just keep going down, kicking it out. Try it again. Here's what you talked about earlier, between you and I. Throw the ball to him. Give him some room.
As McCrum gets doubled, gets rid of the ball, and a good offensive rebound as the shot is up and missed on the play from Speakerman. She had everything dialed in, had the feet squared up, just kind of short-armed it a little bit.
The one thing I think that John Glenn, they've been playing in spurts with their emotion. The 2 technical fouls are just an example of that. I think that's something that Coach Karapis can definitely talk about at halftime and try to figure out a way to calm them down and get a better second half out of them, as Lauren Walker with another steal.
As the extra pass for the 18-footer bears fruit for Betzel. And it's a 7-point lead is coming down the floor. That ball is tipped away, and it looked like it was touched by Garber. She tried to pull her arm back and go alligator arm, but she touched the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the one thing that we're noticing here is an 8-0 run by the Dukes, putting them up 7. Again, they're creeping closer and closer to that double-digit lead, and I think that's just going to be a very, very big lead for the way John Glenn right now struggles with putting the ball in the hole. You start getting that double digit, things start looking much better.
As McCrum with a nice pass underneath. And look at that, it's Sunday. We said a little prayer. The prayer was answered, and a chance to go to the free throw line to finish off the 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
So frustrating, good defensive situation. You were in the right spot, the ball gets around, and you're thinking there's no way that she's in scoring opportunity. Well, you know what? Sometimes I can be proven wrong. I don't say it often, but sometimes.
As the shot is off the mark, McCrum gets another opportunity. She can't get it to go with 9 seconds left. Tom Barnicow is the opposite table official that will make the last second call. As that shot's off the mark, he will blow the whistle. He will say that's the end of the first half of play, as the Dukes with a 20-15 lead at the half over the John Glenn Lady Bobcats. We'll be back in a moment. We'll recap the first half, set the stage for the second half, right here on Bay County TV.
Is your pain holding you back from things you enjoy, like playing with your grandchildren or participating in a sport? At Collier Chiropractic, we specialize in neck pain, back pain, headaches, or sciatica that won't go away. If you've tried chiropractic, you've tried physical therapy, you've gone to your medical doctor with no results, or you take medication and it doesn't even touch your pain, then put this number in your phone, give us a call, see how we're different at Collier Chiropractic Bay City.
Back at our Collier Chiropractic halftime show here on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham as we rehash the first half, I really think that second chance opportunities are the differential in this game. Is the John Glenn Bobcats just had a lot of unforced turnovers in that first half.
They did, and again, we're talking about things that are correctable, and you go into the locker room and what adjustments need to get made, and I think, number one, get a body on Lauren Walker, almost like you do in college football or even professional football, where you have a spy on that one specific player. You need to make sure that you have her in your sights all of the time, because whether it's steals, whether it's deflections, whether it's offensive rebounds, giving her team extra opportunities. And what more importantly is when those opportunities, Ella Betzel really has stepped up her game in this first half, hit a couple of shots down low on a couple rebounds, also had a nice couple kickouts. So they're doing a lot of good things because they have those extra possessions.
And when you look at the game, it looked like this rivalry game took both teams a little longer than normal to kind of relax and get into the flow of what the coaches had tried to incorporate for this game.
You can talk all you want when it comes down to coaching and from that standpoint, but you know, when you're between the lines and the girls are out there, they're giving everything they have, you know, the emotions are going to pick up. You know, we saw that with a couple of technicals, but even on the other side of it is they've got to maintain, because a lot of the key players, those starters, are in 2 fouls and 3 fouls going into the second half. So trying to dial that in a little bit while maintaining some type of consistency on the offensive front.
And I think Coach Garapis is going to walk in at the halftime and he's like, ladies, we really didn't play our best basketball in the first half, and we're down 5 points at the half. We need to stay focused, not let our emotion take over, because they had a couple of tees in that first half. They're actually sitting in a very good position to come back in this ball game.
They are, and on the other side, Coach Klein's in the locker room right now, probably stressing the stop, score, stop mentality. Get some stops, get a score, but really focus on extending this lead, giving yourself a chance to breathe, because, again, when you get a lead of double digits, it just makes everything flow a little bit easier. The basket gets a little bit bigger, the ball gets a little smaller, and things that you're doing are looking really good.
At halftime, the chessboard is out. They're all wanting to go check, but the one they want to really hear is checkmate.
Right, and I think if Coach Karapis can figure out on the press, they've overthrown a couple of times, they've thrown it to the middle a couple of times, just get somebody there, readjust it a little bit, make that work for you. Because if you get that, then all of a sudden you get the diagonal pass, and the diagonal pass will open you up for a layup opportunity. At least give yourself a shot opportunity, a better shot opportunity.
We saw a great first half. We're looking forward to a lot more of the same in the second half. That puts the wraps on our Collier Chiropractic Captain Show. We'll be back in just a moment with all the second half action on BCTV.
Over the years, he's put his heart into being your dad. He was always there to fix things. Now that he needs help, don't lose hope. Covenant Center for the Heart is leading the way in minimally invasive heart options for inoperable or high-risk patients, with the first and most comprehensive structural heart disease program in the Great Lakes Bay region. It's extraordinary heart care, close to home.
Back ready to rock for our second half of play after our Collier Chiropractic halftime show.
Well done that time.
It was very, very nicely done. Give me enough opportunities. I'll spit Collier Chiropractic. I'll see, I better just stop while I'm ahead. He's trying to come down. Stop X, trying to dribble, penetrate, and she's got her hands full with Walker all over her. And there's another loose ball. And again, in the corner, knowing where you're at and where your players are at, they found Van Ochten as the outlet. Quickly to the other end and transition. A wide open look at three. Unable to make that happen. My favorite rebound in basketball, the backside rebound, allows them 2 free throws.
And that's going to be, I believe, number 4 on Miss Perkins.
Yes.
Not what you want to have first 25 seconds in, but you want to know why that foul was called. Because of the offensive rebound. You put your defense in such a bad position or bad situation when you don't secure the first one.
And again, as we said at the half, I really think that is the difference in this game. It seems like the turnovers and the loose balls almost all seem to be going right now into the Lady Duke favor.
Yeah, it's definitely been tilted a little bit, almost like the old game we used to play when we were younger. Kind of tilt to try and get the ball down in your end of the court, and that's what they're doing right now. As the ball makes good on number 2.
Rattles the second one home, 7-point lead. And a nice job of looking like I'm going to be there in contact and doing that. Nice little sidestep, and I think the speed at which the Lady Bobcats were trying to break that pressure caused the turnover.
Yeah, I thought so too. And I think if Claire had a chance just to take a quick look at it, she would have realized that she had a chance to throw it ahead a little bit as Madison Mall had broken free.
Well, fast break doesn't mean 10 out of 10 speed, and that is something that is sometimes hard to teach.
Yeah, right now the Lady Dukes the Lady Bobcats still playing a little bit of that sagging man defense.
Is again another miss, and the ball rolls out 30 feet from the basket.
But did you see who tipped it? That would be a Lauren Walker tip right there.
Here comes Stopyak the other way. Nice job by Walker, though, as the left hand went up. Walker realized, I got two. I'm going to put my arms up and make her go over the top.
I was more impressed with the little floater and the kiss off the glass.
That was a great finish as Walker sends that ball back up top. Shot is missed on the play. Fight for the rebound, and it's McCrum.
Got Olsen back and didn't see her, or maybe just didn't want to take the opportunity to turn it over with the ball.
Nice look from McCrum. She can't get the shot to fall, but knew exactly where the rebound was going and came back. She's going to be looking to burp one up from 20 right now. That comes up just a little bit short.
You got a rim runner action right now. Break to her, right to her. Good bounce pass. Beautiful find, beautiful fast break. You can't draw it up any better.
Great look by Walker to get that pass. She got the ball, surveyed her corner of the floor, and ended up with a real nice job. But again, had verticality. And we're going to have a foul on Stopyak for a little contact, which caused the Lady Duke to go back over the timeline.
A little frustration right there. Unfortunately, that's going to be Claire's third foul, but you lose the ball, you compound it. It's got two negatives right there. But on the flip side of it, it gives the ball back to the Lady Duke, see if they can build on the 7-point lead. Again, getting that stop.
50 and counting left in our third quarter of play, as it's a 7-point lead now for the Lady Dukes, as they're looking to take a little time off of the clock. And John Glenn's sitting back into that little matchup and doing a nice job of not having to expend a whole lot of energy playing defense.
Well, the one thing I can tell you right now that the Dukes are going to have to do a better job is another little kiss off the glass by Jordan Van Octen. Puts the lead to 9, 26-17 here with early in the third quarter.
Van Octen using that expensive piece of glass to her benefit. As another ball down on the floor. Walker doing a great job to sidestep. And here at the other end, we're going to have another foul on the play, and I believe they are going to get Speakerman.
They are. Nice find right there again by Lauren, keeping her eyes up on the break. Again, that's the difference. You're able to keep your eyes up. You can see what's going on. You can get the ball. Audrey, the freshman, has really good length. So you get that ball up high enough, let her go up and do her thing, be athletic, and get a couple of free throws here.
But Walker at midcourt saw the defense there. She took one step and was able to sidestep the pressure and the contact and then finish off the fast break.
Yes. Tell you what, there's ice in that veins right there. It don't matter if you're a freshman or not. That was beautifully done as the lead goes to 11, and I love double digits.
It's a double-digit lead again for the first time in this game. And again, just a nice job of taking 9 seconds off the clock to make anything happen down the court. And that ball goes off the stanchion, off the back. And that will be back over to the Lady Dukes as another substitution coming into the ball game.
I think there's something right now on the offensive side that I'm sure Coach Klein will address a little bit more. She wants more space. She wants the players to stay wider. When they make their cuts, cut through and then get out so that you're not taking away everything. Now you got a situation where you got Riley Yachuk with a smaller player down low, but Van Octen says, I'll just take the jump shot.
As Keeney comes into the ball game for John Glenn to see if she can make a difference on the offensive end of the floor, as it's 28-17. Again, 11-point lead for the Lady Dukes. 4.5 left in the first. That ball goes out of bounds. And nobody says that ball was tipped, so it's going to go back over to the Lady Dukes.
I think she rushed it a little bit. Sometimes you expect maybe a little contact, not necessarily for a foul, but maybe getting it blocked, and you just rush it a little bit. That follow-through stays up a little bit too much. I think what they want to do here, maybe get Riley down there, post up, get Lauren a little one-on-one action. Well, she does best. Turns back to the left.
I was going to say, for a right-handed person, she has such command of her left hand. It's just amazing.
Oh, and that's what she does. And, can't say that she, goes home and writes a bunch of things with the left hand to work on it. She just has a natural athletic ability to do stuff with that left hand.
First free throw comes up just a touch short. Second free throw attempt forthcoming.
These free throws look a lot better. The last one, she was really charged up, and they both went flying off the backboard. This was a situation where she went there, had a little bit more calm action, and was able to shoot two good-looking free throws there. Didn't make them, but better looking than when you're in the anticipation, but the excitement of everything that's going on.
And this next possession, I think, for John Glenn is important. They got to get it back to single digits and start to just inch away at this lead as the ball comes into McCrum. Olsen back to McCrum right now, and again, they're going to use most of that time. And here comes the freshman. She puts it up a little bit too strong, but another loose ball, and the put back again by number 12, Van Octen. And it's a 13-point lead right now, and another turnover. 3-on-2 numbers the other way. The freshman puts it up a little short-armed, and Stopyak gets a big rebound, and we're going to have a Garber foul.
It's going to be called on Yachak. That's going to be her fourth. Thought she had a brief moment with the ball. Unfortunately, Stopyak just wasn't letting her take it from her, so
she'll sit for probably the rest of the third quarter, and then at some point in the probably 6 to 7 minute period of the fourth quarter, she'll come back on the floor to see if she can play some extended minutes.
Yeah, I think you got to take a look at the score. It'll be down in distance, all about that. As again, they're getting it broke, but they're missing that extra pass.
As the shot goes out of bounds, and it's last touched by the John Glenn Lady Bobcats.
I am going to disagree with that only from my angle, but let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Can you ask for an appeal, or is that just an official that has to do that?
Yeah. The official needs, if they're not 100% certain, they need to ask for confirmation. And if nobody sees, then they're going to go to the alternate possession. And we're going to have a Stopyak foul again, as using the left hand, it is Walker back to the line for two.
I think if you watch that again on replay, what you saw is you watch the ball move a couple of times, find the soft spot, get the ball to Lauren at the free throw line, and then let her use her ability to go left. And now she goes to the free throw line and all of a sudden makes it look like she's Mark Whitrow.
Well, and I think part of this make was the two quality misses that she just had previous. She was in the neighborhood on both after missing a little more severely in her previous.
Yeah, and she's a great kid, great player. Struggled with her free throws, but works at them a ton and has put herself in better range.
Madison Mall, with the big-time one-and-done rebound. McCrum with a nice cross-court pass. And there's Walker again on the steal, and she's going to want to make it happen all the way. Going the other way, and we're going to have a block. Never established that legal guarding position defensively. And exactly right, you've got center. When that play originates in your area, you take that all the way to the basket. Lead has that first pass or the rebound.
Yeah, you have the two officials with their arms immediately. They communicated verbally. Make sure that everything is on par, and then allow the person to make the right call to go over there and do it.
When you both have it, you let it go to primary. As we're going to have a timeout, and we'll take a break with 2:53 left in the third quarter. 31-17, Lady Dukes on top over the Lady Bobcats.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Back on Bay County TV. Woo! This was Super Sunday. Look who's in the house. Brother Mike Wisdala talking to father-son Clyde combo.
I tell you what, I don't know who's getting more advice over there right now, but I guarantee that these guys over there in the corner are making some things happen.
Brother Gwiz, being the director of grounds and transportation out here, he gets one of those VIP seats on the floor.
The nice cushy ones. The Clydes get a better view in the next game. They're going to be right on the court.
Long time BCTV color commentator. Mike decided to retire this year, but boy, we've had 25 great fun years together as the free throw is up, and it is good as Betzold makes it happen. And again, that trap near midcourt. You got to go with the extra reverse pass. And again, a turnover. And it's going to be the extra pass and an easy layup.
Yes, nice bounce pass. Caught Kelly in rhythm and motion. Great decision. Of course, first person whose hands were on the ball, Lauren Walker.
You got to be able to finish after you get that break. And now we're going to have a jump ball off the alternate possession, and it will go back over to the Lady Dukes. But again, John Glenn has just had trouble getting comfortable in their offensive set due to the pressure.
They have. I'm going to give credit right now to Brent Betzold, who is the women's soccer coach here at Garber, as the 5 girls on the floor right now are all members of his soccer team, including 2 of his daughters. And they just have a nose about them when it comes to the soccer ball, to the basketball. So to watch these 5 out there right now has got to be very nice for him, very special for him.
Well, and it's conditioning as well as the ball tickling the twine on the trifecta.
I'm not going to say that I was right, but I will say what happens when you get that double-digit lead. The rim gets smaller, the rim gets bigger, the ball gets smaller, and when you're starting to hit shots that you weren't hitting before, they're all about making the right decision.
I think they're going to get Betzold with a foul and a reach-in.
That'd be the second team foul here with a minute 46 left in quarter number 3.
You know, it was just 24-17 a couple of blinks ago, and now it's 37-17. Another scoring drought for the Lady Bobcats. Have not allowed them to inch their way back into this game.
No, and they're just making a lot of the right plays, right decisions. There's another one of her little shots. That's what she likes to do right there. Is, Kelly falling out of bounds, made the right decision. She had to throw it. It's either that or a turnover. So right decision. Yes.
And at that point, you're going to get a turnover, so you have nothing really to lose by flicking it back in.
No.
As another shot goes up halfway down the hole, rebound by number 22, Allie Perkins.
Ball back in McCrum's hand right now, trying to make something happen.
Off a Perkins screen, they get that ball down to Olsen, and that was a nice offensive set, the extra pass for the shot attempt right in front of the glass.
She tried a little bit of that prayer shot she got in the first half with a little kind of flip up from underneath, but she'll be at the line for a pair.
Brooke McDonald will be coming in after this first free throw. First attempt is a little bit strong.
Tiana Joyner picks up foul number 2, team foul number 3 here in the second half, as Tegan Betzel gets a little bit of break. Tegan's coming back from ACL injury, so her minutes are kind of fluctuating a little bit with just how the knee's feeling. She might miss a practice here or there to ice it down a little bit, so real good approach with her.
You get that in inflammation that sometimes is a minor setback. But as the Lady Dukes now are at 55 seconds and counting, again, patience offensively, and they are limiting the number of possessions that the Lady Bobcats are going to have, and we're going to have a foul on the play.
Just patience right there, patience and space, or space and patience.
As again, you get great nonverbal communication from the 2 officials that both blew their whistle, making sure it was the same one, and that is number 5.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one to swallow. They're not going to give it to her on the layup opportunity. I believe it's going to be a 1-and-1.
Yep.
No, he's asking right now. He's double checking. Another good communication. I thought she was going up when she got sandwiched, but Dr. Bauer says no, sir.
Yep, I think that's a good call on the 1-and-1. As the free throw is up and out and back
She's
in.
making that half a point up from the last shot she took.
So one half of the law firm with the first of two, Betzel and Betzel.
Betzel and Betzel.
Second free throw attempt forthcoming with 44.1 ticks left in the third. 20-point lead right now for the Lady Dukes. Shot off the mark. McCrum gets that rebound, and boy, it just seems like the Lady Bobcats need a basket in the worst way to make it happen. And there's another ball knocked away, and McCrum is going to put that forearm in the small of the back.
Now we get to explain what an intentional foul is. God, I love Sunday basketball.
That intentional foul is if you deliberately foul somebody with making no attempt to go for the ball. It is a situation where it can be construed as.
So here we go. She makes the layup. Intentional foul, so she gets her one free throw for the foul. Then, is it 2 shots on the ball? I'm putting the pressure on you, man. This is Sunday. This is like, you make the call. IBM, you make the call.
So your question once again, I'm sorry, I tried to see what Tommy Barnicaw was doing at the table.
All right, so this should be just 1.
Correct.
Because she made the layup.
Yes.
But he's calling for 2, so it should be 1. So that's the free throw from the and 1.
Now, if you're getting...
Okay. Now I think this is where Tom needs to pay attention, because she's going to get a couple extra free throws here and the layup.
So,
okay, so they gave her the intentional foul. No.
I did not see if the ball went in because I was following the intentional foul.
It was, the ball went in. So she get 2 free throws on the intentional.
And that's a good thing that happened, because somebody had not established themselves with 2 feet in bounds. That would have been a turnover.
Right.
But fifth foul again. As Perkins is now out of the ball game too.
You know, the one thing that I always like, if you pick up your 5th foul at any point, whether it's on an intentional or technical, you have to depart the court. Is that a correct ruling? Do I understand
Yes.
that correctly? So regardless, you don't wait, typically you got to wait for the sub to come in after the first free throw, but on a disqualification, you automatically go to the bench.
That is correct. And then what you hear as that shot goes in by McDonald, 5 seconds after that foul, 5th foul is called, the horn will sound, and then a coach has 15 seconds to get somebody in. If they don't do it in 15 seconds, they forfeit that opportunity to get a replacement in. And we're going to have a foul on the play, and that is going to be Javicki.
Sierra Kelly getting called for her 2nd foul, 4th of the 2nd half, as we're going to put Spikerman to the line for repair.
Just off the mark, just a little bit. Boy, it's funny, in Bay City it's Spikerman, and Saginaw it's Speakerman, and still spelled the same.
Hey, and the free throw still counts the same. Down 43-19, 24-point lead for the Lady Dukes with 10 seconds left.
We're going to get through the final seconds here of the quarter as the shot is missed. And Maul doing a nice job of hauling down the rebound. Down the court at the end of 3, it's the Lady Dukes 43 and the Lady Bobcats 19. Back in a moment for the final 8 on BCTV.
You treat your family with extraordinary care every day, which is why when it comes to their health, more of you choose Covenant Healthcare. We specialize in extraordinary care, from diagnosis to recovery, from babies to grandparents. Learn more about our extraordinary bariatrics program. Sign up for our free seminar.
Back on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan, Jason Newsham, Dylan Sauber with you on a Sunday afternoon for the first of 2, the double dip here at the Duke Dome, as the Lady Dukes are comfortably on top here, pending the last 8 minutes of activity.
You know, the couple of things you're looking for, you still want to see your discipline offense, you want to see action on defense, you want to see good hands, But it's also going to give you an opportunity if the lead maintains and stays where it's at. It's going to give you an opportunity to see some players that maybe not get a lot of playing time. So, that's always important, too, because they've got to work on some things in that game experience where they just don't get it if not.
Well, and what you have to do in the last 8 minutes is you got to hope that your offense can find a spark and some consistency.
Ooh,
as that shot is off the mark by Walker using a lefty, but look who gets the steal.
Well, she's not very happy because she knows she had an opportunity there. There's a scissor cut coming over, and Brooke will take a little shot. She says, I got this, coach. I don't need to pass it.
That is textbook, 2 fakes, pull the defender away, turn around and splash from 15.
Tell you the one thing about Garber, and they will tell you this, they're going to play you 32 minutes. As Nolan Richardson used to call it, 40 minutes of hell. This is Coach Klein's version of it. She wants to maintain that intensity because she knows how it carries over. Not just today, but it's going to carry over on Tuesday when they play Frankenmuth.
McCrum with a great look from 3, can't get it to drop. And we're going to have a foul on Maul as there was contact going out of bounds, and we're going to be shooting some free throws.
Just a position situation there. It's going to be 2 shots as the double bonus is in effect for the Lady Dukes the rest of the way. Maul on that foul. Hustle play, had to come up short. Got a player that stops in front of you, and unfortunately things just don't stop like it used to.
As it's 2 free throws, and we're going to have a lane violation here. So if she misses, she'll still have 2 opportunities.
Sarah isn't going to miss, right? As Yachak is going to, whoa. Get over there.
They want to administer first.
Yep.
The lane violation. She doesn't have to leave now. So she thought she did something wrong and had to leave. She did something wrong, but could have stayed where she was at. This is the enforcement of that penalty.
Correct. Let's see, makes good on the second one. Oh, just to bounce a little here, bounce a little there. As Ella Betzel will get a rest. I tell you what, she's played her little heart out today. She's makes up for what she doesn't have in height. She makes up for it with spunk, with ability. She's always finding the right way. And you know what? Great kid, great family, great personality, and that's the type of player you want to play with. Did a lot of good things out there today as Kelly gets the second free throw to drop.
Split of the official 2 at the free throw line. Another turnover. Walker's going to go strong to the hole, and she's going to finish.
Jump stop right there. Go off 2 feet. Get yourself under control as.
Yep, just trying to crowd somebody to the sidelines. That foul is going to go against number 23, Sierra Kelly.
Just a little bit out of position. As I think now you're going to see, Lauren Walker maybe another minute and a half. 29-point lead here for the Lady Dukes.
Yep, you got a deep bench, an opportunity for kids to play as McCrum gets that ball in with a left-handed dribble. She wants to finish it at the hole, but good defense to stop that. McCrum's going to turn around, and, boy, she's just having trouble buying a deuce tonight.
Joyner with the weak side rebound up the floor. Yeah, we're going to get some action now. Again, looking for the scissor cut, looking for the fake, pivot around.
Boy, they did a little better job of closing out on that double fake. As down underneath, McDonald's shot gets partially blocked.
Yeah, a little deflection by McCrum. McCrum's got to be pushing 7, 8 blocks, or at least deflections, depending on how you rank them.
They're all blocks if they're deflections. They're just all stat adders. Nice look at that time from Olsen. Couldn't get it.
Rebound.
Again, it's one and done as the Lady Bobcats have just had a problem getting them to go, and somebody fell asleep defensively. And
it is Sunday, and Moses just made an appearance, folks. The Blue Sea just got parted.
Red Sea.
No, it's blue.
Oh, come on. Well, the Duke Dome, I thought you were being biblical, not Duke Dome-ish.
I lost my biblicalness earlier. I went to Mass.
We're going to have a few substitutions coming here as soon as this foul is incorporated.
And that will be number 6 on Garber. So the rest of the way, we will be shooting free throws on any subsequent fouls. As Joyner comes out, McDonald comes out. Hallie Masick and Audrey Ball re-enter the game. Hallie's first action since the first half.
Ball is one of those ice water in the vein free throw shooters from a segment earlier in the game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Gotta love freshmen that can walk to the line with the cool, calm, collected demeanor to make it happen.
Little man-to-man look by the Dukes right now. Screen, get a little switch. A little double dribble.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't called.
I called it.
All right, nice job. You're going to have all three officials converging on the play to make sure no extracurriculars take place off the alternate possession. It'll go back over to the Garber Lady Dukes.
So to reset, you've got Lauren Walker, Riley Yachuk, Audrey Ball, Hallie Masick, and Jordan Van Acton on the floor for the Lady Dukes. Again, we get the ball to the middle. We got a lot of scissor cuts. We had more scissors than we had cuts. There's a little bank shot by Masick off the mark.
Skeeney comes down the floor, comes up a little bit short on her offering. I think she was anticipating some contact and comes up a little short arm on that offering. 4.5 left in the ball game. Is trying to get the extra pass as they'll move the ball and maybe look to reset the show. Great look to the basket and another shot opportunity. And boy, the Lady Bobcats are just struggling to get a body on anybody to stop those second chance offensive opportunities.
Those offensive boards just put your defense in such out of position, and then you're in a reactionary situation. You know, Riley puts the shot up, gets her offensive rebound, her own offensive rebound, goes right back up with it. But because you're chasing or you're ball hawking as a player, you're trying to follow the flight of the ball. You've got to put a body on somebody. It's got to be your first point of emphasis. As I'm not going to say, I'm just going to take a guess here. But did Lauren Walker just come up with a rebound?
I think, unless somebody else is the imposter in number 30, she just has a sniffer for that ball.
A little spacing here, a little scissor action there, a little scissor action there. Good. All you got to do is be patient. Things will open up. It will soften up. It's just the way that this offense can roll.
I like the spacing in this last set as well, as there's forcing John Glenn's defense to spread out a little bit. Minor contact. I let that go.
I know. She was open. I thought maybe they had her on the cut. A little left hand action right there with a. Now, your body, your upper body is what everyone in the gym is looking at, but your lower torso cannot displace a driver or anybody in the game of basketball. And so many people are focused on what's going on up top that they don't see or just don't care to pay attention to the lower.
Well, that's why sometimes when I administer that call, especially if the crowd is behind me, I'll say clean up top, but got her with the body. We're going to shoot two.
Right.
Clarifying to the fan who only sees that they got them clean upstairs and not the fact that they were displaced at the body, as the second of two free throws is missed by Yachuk.
Interesting enough, Lauren Walker just took a seat, so it'll be the first time all game that we will not be saying Lauren Walker with the tip, Lauren Walker with the deflection, Lauren Walker with the rebound.
And again, speeding up the offense of John Glenn with pressure defensively has just made for a very frustrating second half, because they've scored 2 points in the second half, that if I'm thinking correctly.
Unfortunately, they get the luxury of having being outscored right now at this point, 31-4, as the 20-15 was the halftime score. And they came out and they had an opportunity too. That's the thing that's crazy about this game. You come out with an opportunity to do something good, and for whatever reason, it doesn't happen. And when it doesn't happen, it gets frustrating, then it snowballs. So you have a chance to make it a three-point game. You turn it over, you go down there, you give up an and one, and now all of a sudden, and then what's what you needed for the Lady Dukes was you just needed an inch. And once they crept it past that double-digit lead, you started seeing Sierra Kelly with a three. You started seeing a couple more steals. You started seeing the extra passes. And then the Blue Sea, as I call it, here at the Duke Dome, opening up and lanes opening up, creating great space, great patience. Great job. I mean, it was a great second half by the Lady Dukes.
Olsen's second free throw attempt comes up a little bit short too, but she had a great drive to the hole to draw contact. Unfortunately, not able to make either of the two free throws work. Coming back at the other end, just a little off the mark that time for Masick.
Also coming down the floor general with McCrum on the floor as Keeney says, I'll burp one up.
Olsen with that nice little floater from three on the baseline gets a deuce to drop, a much-needed deuce.
Offensive rebound, and it just goes to show you what we've been talking about all game. You know, getting those extra shots, giving yourself extra opportunities, extra possessions. So I think if they can rub this cut a little bit more right there, sit her down there, they're going to have a nice post position. Now Hallie's got to go back door. There she goes. Clear out, get the spacing. Now you got your 4 out, 1 in, and now good cut right there.
So you call that, as a coach, you call that 4 out?
4
and that's
out.
what you're calling? 5 out I hate because it sounds too much like timeout as an official. And I've granted more than one time a coach a timeout that they haven't asked for. And we're going to have over and back, as I don't believe that ball was tipped by John Glenn. I think the ball was tipped by the Lady Dukes.
Right, it was a deflection. I think Jivo, Jordan Van Acton, affectionately known by her friends and teammates as Jivo, I think she got her hand the last one to touch it, so would not have been a deflection by the Bobcats, and hence why it was an over and back. Great call by Mr. Bauer.
And again, great positioning on the floor to make the call. When you're there, you can sell the call because you've got the best look at it. Tommy Barnacle says, you know what? They always teach you to go sideways when that stuff happens and try and make yourself thin. That doesn't always work for me. I try and go sideways, and I'm about the same size sideways as I am frontwards.
Definitely struggle myself, so it's just because I'm older. It's because we're older, Jeffrey.
$1.50 and counting left of the game, 51-21, as the Lady Bobcats again turn the ball over, and McCrum has just had a really tough night as the freshman short arms the ball. But look, getting another second chance opportunity. That ball down on the baseline. Little floater to the hole. McCrum finally secures the rebound, and we're down to the last bucket and a half and counting left in the game.
Gotchak with some real nice hands. I think she's got a big future basketball here of being the freshman that she is here at Essexville Garber, as we're going to get some mass subs in for the Lady Dukes, as Joyner, Walker. I'm going to have a chance. McDonald and Betts will come back in to join Addie LeBrun.
And as a coach, you got to love the fact that you can give meaningful minutes to a lot of girls in a close ball game that might not see a ton of minutes, as McCrum had to turn around and look to make sure that she wasn't having the heels on that sideline, as Olsen is bumped on the play by number 13, Joyner.
I think a couple of things you're looking at here. Over the last couple of years, Essexville Garber has played arguably some of the better teams in John Glenn Lady Bobcat history. Very tight. District game, lose by 3. District game, lose by 1. Regular season last year, lose by 3. On the road, lose by 5. I mean, everything is right there, right in their palm. And I think this is the culmination where if the score holds, and these ladies will be able to walk off the floor for the first time in a long time, defeating John Glenn.
And in the fashion at which it happened, as McCrum senses the double team, nice job as Olsen comes back there and
a dive on the G. I give her a 6. It's Olympic time.
40 seconds left in the ballgame, 51-21. Nice skip pass, and Olsen was trying to shoot that ball before she could do anything with it. We're going to have a foul on the play, and that's going to go against McDonald.
Yeah, she was there, the body. She played football here, so she's got a little strength to her. She's a heck of a player on the football field, heck of a kicker. But I tell you what, you're not going to run into her very often and not fly the other direction.
She is solid. That free throw first attempt is up, and it is good, as Van Wagner with another opportunity. And again, you got to teach your kids to play right to the last second. A lot can be done and learned, as the second free throw attempt is a little bit strong. Donald has the rebound, and down the floor they come the other way. And look at the extra pass. Little short arm that time, as LeBrun could not get it, but there is a loose ball, and who might have her hands on the loose ball?
I'm just glad that one more opportunity to say her name. Lauren Walker with a fantastic basketball game. I think the second half epitomized to Coach Klein what this team is capable of doing, and unbelievable.
No time left on the clock. That's all there is.
There is no more.
And our final score, 51-22. We'll be back to put the